Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel T-Spot. In this video,
Willow Season 1 Episode 7 recap. On the one hand, I get it. Willow has often deviated on what essentially amount to little side quests, and doing so has left a lot of important characterization by the wayside. Beyond the Shattered Sea attempts pretty artlessly to account for that missing material by cramming it all into an hour. So we get Alora's magical tutelage on fast forward. Kit and Jade's relationship sped up to second base, a neat sort of ending to whatever is going on between Alora and Graydon. Willow's anxieties over his daughter and his past and his reputation as a great source for her despite not being one. Then Alora finally vocalizes the fact that she knows the story ends with her death in the immemorial city because she has seen it firsthand, courtesy of the crone. Having listed all that, you don't need me to explain why it's a bad thing. It's all stuffed in one episode, let alone the penultimate one, and the pace has to slow to a crawl to accommodate it. It sets the stage for the final conflict, or the appearance of one anyway, since I highly doubt Disney will settle for a single season, but it does so by reminding us how mediocre the show has been throughout its run. Anyway, as mentioned, we also check in with Eric for a meaningful length of time, but to what end? He enjoys a tentative, then flirty, then slightly aggressive relationship with Lily, during which it becomes obvious to the audience way before it becomes obvious to Eric that she is in fact the crone. She doesn't come right out and say it, but the implication is pretty clear. But what's the point of this is the crone tempting Eric to the dark side? Is some unseen portion of this little story integral to the changed version of Eric we see at the very end, dressed in leather armor with a new haircut? One assumes so, but it isn't especially clear. I did like the first transition from the Eric stuff back to the cliffhanger ending of the previous episode, though with him looking into that festering amber pool and seeing Kit floating in there, right where we left her. As predicted, Alora is able to pull her free with magic, and the full gang traipses to the edge of the Shattered Sea, which isn't so much an actual sea as the silty remains of one. But nevertheless, they must voyage through and beyond it. And since they're all knackered from trifling with the trolls, they stop off at a cabin that is mysteriously lurking at the sea's edge. This is a bit pointless as well, mostly an excuse to include a bit of eccentricity and leave the characters in place for long enough that the gills can attack them. As the group flees on a strange vessel pulled by something called a mudmander, we get our only proper action sequence of the episode, hamstrung a little bit by the frustration of Borman not using the Chimerian Grass and the Lux Arcana because he's worried they might not work. Graydon also suddenly realizes he's a wizard, which absolutely comes out of nowhere when he starts flinging spells from his flute, and mostly left me distracted and a little confused. But yes, Graydon is a wizard now, and when he's not creepily bonding with the Mudmander, he names it Kenneth, after the protagonist in a romantic force he's writing, he's training with Alora. Willow works with them both, since the script simply can't decide if he's a useless lucky farmer or an actual sorcerer. And Kit and Jade take the time out to do their own training. The biggest moment of the episode comes from an unlikely source kit. When Graydon lets the Mudmender go, they're forced to walk, and they keep doing so until they reach the edge of the sea, a cliff that drops off into bottomless. Nothingness here. Everyone has just about had enough, and they all say as much. But Kit keeps Allah on straight and narrow with a nice speech. Together, they plunge off the cliff and emerge together on the outskirts of the immemorial city, which is where they encounter the new spruced-up version of Eric. So we're almost there, folks. Though it's difficult to know what the finale has in store based on this outing, I'm not too hopeful, but you never quite know. Thanks for watching. I hope you like it. Make sure to like the video and subscribe the channel for more exciting content.
let us know what you think in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video. Thank you for watching. See you soon.